What's up guys, Doomsday here. Today we're back again. In this video, we're going to be playing some Wukong in the jungle. So I've been playing a decent amount of Wukong lately. If you know me, you might know that I love my teamfight oriented champs. And Wukong definitely shines in teamfights with his ultimate. So I've been playing him a good amount lately. And this match, I just go for the cam on the river. I don't go all the way to the blue buff, just because this is a higher elo match, so I don't want to do anything reckless this early. And also our mid laner was doing whatever they were doing in base, so I didn't want to get caught out. So notice what I see over here for the enemy right away. Notice how all their laners are in lane. The Garen, Orianna, and their Dragon duo. Because they're all in lane right now. I know that none of them leash for their jungler. Which this match it's Gragas. So I know that his clear is going to be a bit slower. But I didn't get the cam on the blue buff, so I'm not exactly sure which camp he started on right now. But that's a really good way to actually know on what side the jungler started on. If you see somebody leashing one of the enemy laners are missing, then you can actually know which side they started on. And I could have also hit the blue thing to just scout out their blue buff. But I was a little bit distracted beginning of this match, so I definitely should have done that, but I just forgot. So now looking at the lane matchups for this match and which lanes are gankable, another thing to keep in mind is when their bot duo did not go for the leash and they started the wave, they're going to have that wave shoved in, plus they have a Draven too, which is going to apply good pressure early on. Plus with the Janna, that's going to be pretty good poke. So they're going to have that advantage pretty much the entire match, and with that wave shoved in, that's a decent gank right there. And looking at the mid side, it's Twisted Fate versus Orianna. Orianna doesn't really have many good escapes. They have their shielding, and once they get their ultimate, they can use that. But other than that, they're pretty immobile, and that's a really important thing to keep in mind as a jungler, because ganking mobile champions, it's just hard. Like, ganking a Camille is hard because they could just jump away. Ganking Israel, they could just blink away. Got one of the spam texts right there. And then looking at the top side, that's not really gankable right now. That Garen has a decent amount of health, and they have the protection of their turret too. So, and now I'm actually going for that second scuttle. I think I could sneak it in really quickly because I'm pretty sure their bot duo was backing off and recalling. So I tell my bot duo to cover me in case their jungler does contest, since I don't know where he is yet. But he was not here. And he's actually top side over here. And I see as the red buff, so I know he did a blue to red clear, which is a little bit slower. But when I was going for that first scuttle, if you didn't notice, I was really comfortable taking it because look at my lanes. This Camille has had this Garen pushed in the entire time almost. Plus, my Twisted Fate has had this Orianna pushed in. If you didn't see it, that first scuttle fight, I was literally right next to my mid laner. Like, if that Garen contested me, or the Gragas came to contest me, if he just did a one-side red jungle clear, then my mid laner would just be able to pretty much just turn right onto him, and I'd get the free stun. So over here, I see the Gragas' top side. He's recalling right now. Now, I really want to try and get this first blood here. I have my ult now, which is a really good power spike. You can get your knockups. So over here, Janna got so lucky with that barrier. And over here, I have to flash for it. I am going to die for it. I'm pretty sure I was, but that was completely worth it just because it's first blood. And my team overextends a bit. They definitely shouldn't have done that. Over here, it looks like maybe they can get this, but they aren't keeping in mind that the death timers are super short right now and they're really close to enemy base. So the Janna gets there in time and they both die. They definitely went too far for that. They should have just let me take the first blood and then dipped. Plus that, if they didn't see, the Gragas was recalling, so if we start that engage, then it's pretty obvious he's going to come down that way. So that's why I knew I wanted to go for the engage quick and then just dip if I can get a kill or not with my ult. But over here, my mid laner was trying to flame me a bit. Again, this is a bit of a higher tier match. I think the Galio is actually like, I think he said it was like rank 8 or 7 or something like that for Galio. And all these players are like high diamond, I think, so, which is pretty good for NA because NA is newer server, so there aren't too many super high ranks yet. Now I'm able to just clean this up pretty much. Again, notice I'm playing towards this bot side more. That top side is a really hard gank just because that Garen is staying healthy and he's staying underneath turret. So it's not really gankable. Whereas this mid and bot side, it's relatively easy gank because Draven, Janna, they don't have blinks or anything to get away other than flash. And over here, I'm telling my team drag because Gragas could be taking this right now. Like, I was super low from that gank, and I'm really disappointed in my team right now because we don't have any vision in the area. Like, they should have set up vision so much earlier. I'm running the scanner, so I can't set up cams myself. And over here, Camille gets a good rotate in. We're able to clean that up. Now I have my ult off cooldown, which is exactly what you want when the dragon spawns. That's something to keep in mind. You don't want to use your ult at like 3:30 in a match, because if that happens and you use your ult, then their dragon fight breaks out, you're going to be pretty much screwed. So it's really important to have your ult up for that. And that was a good rotate from Camille, because our like mid-game fighting around this first dragon is really strong right now. And over here I just get the smite secure, and we're able to just clean up the Garen. We're not able to get onto Janna. So that was a good rotate from Camille, just because of their ults. Like, a Camille ult plus my ult, we can easily secure a kill there and then force that dragon. Over here now, we're trying to get onto this. The Janna has a good ult, but it's not enough. The Gragas is here too. I already used my ult, so I had to play a little bit cautious. I'm just going in when my abilities come off cooldown and then dipping out. And over here, I'm keeping an eye out for Orianna. I'm pretty sure Orianna was rotating. I saw them coming down from mid side. Keep an eye on that river. But they actually went the safe way behind the turret, so they weren't able to clean us up. We were able to get good kills there. Oh, and another reason why getting that bot side scuttle at the beginning of the match is super important is because I knew that Draven they would have that wave shoved in and they'll be applying pressure for most of the match. So that'd be the lane that I'd be ganking the most, and just having that extra vision control in the area and the movement speed makes it so much easier to gank. And over here, Camille makes a really big mistake here. They use their ult on the Garen, but one, they can't kill a Garen by themselves. That Garen's just too tanky. And second of all, they didn't even ping me. If I knew that they were going to use their ults there, I would have just left the blue buff and then gone for that kill, because with the Camille ult is just so good at securing a kill, just because you can't even like flash out of it or anything. If I was there, we could have easily secured that. Plus, I have my ult up too. So if you're ever going to Camille like that, definitely do ping your jungler if you want to go for an engage like that. Just because it's just such a good ability to gank with. Just synergizing your abilities with your teammates makes a huge deal. And over here, I'm going towards this Orianna. Again, Orianna, pretty easy gank if they're overextended. They use stasis. We're still able to clean them up. Now, we want to push down this mid turret a bit. I'm pretty sure Gragas was in his jungle. I think I pinged it out earlier. That's what I want to be careful of when going for that gank, in case Gragas tried to counter gank. Now, I actually have enough for my Guardian Angel. And the only reason I'm going for Guardian Angel this early is just because I'm playing more for team fights. Just because that's my playstyle, how I like to play. So, Guardian Angel will definitely help with that. And I actually just give this Jinx the red. And the reason why I was fine going for Herald there, I actually didn't know where the Gragas was, but it was completely fine because, one, we had that Garen down to half health. With the Camille ult, he like forced him pretty low. Plus, our mid lane had complete advantage. If they needed to rotate, they could have rotated, and we easily could have won a fight pretty much. So now, again, I'm going back towards that bot side. That bot side is keep on pushing in. Our Twisted Fate actually just ults behind him and cleans him up, so I didn't even really have to come down. And over here now, I'm like, we can actually fight this because it's me, Twisted Fate, and Galio's right behind me. So I'm like, we should go for this, totally. And I want to get this Orianna again because, again, Orianna's pretty immobile. They flash out. The Galio kind of butchers their ult, actually. I stopped chasing this because I don't know if Orianna had ult, and I didn't want to get ulted underneath the turret, really, so I'm being kind of careful, and they're getting super lucky over here. I accidentally just panic and use Herald here. And our Galio kind of trolls that. He accidentally takes a step underneath turret and dies right there. Yeah, I really hope that we can get that turret, but we did not. And our Jinx was kind of overstaying. I tried to save him if I can, get a smite off, if I could slow him down a bit, but they were just out of range. I didn't want my Guardian Angel to get popped because that is a long cooldown. I think it's 210 seconds, like, what is that, 3.5 minutes or something? That was a long cooldown. And I wanted up for the dragon fight because notice how that dragon's about to spawn. So the team fight's probably about to break out. They're actually going for an engage. Our Galio gets a super good taunt, but I wasn't really ready to follow up. Plus, I don't have my ult up yet. I'm like, we should just go to this dragon and fight there instead. I'm looking for the fruit to heal up. I didn't need to recall and shop. I just needed to get health back, so I get that. Now I'm just waiting for my Camille to get this way. All of us to group up. Their Garen's here too, so it's looking like it's going to be a 5v5. But Garen's actually heading back topside. I thought he was going to come down this way, so now I'm trying to look to see if we can clear out these cams and force something. Since if we can get this 4v5, if I can land a good ult, we can easily do. So we just start this up, force them to come this way. And if they do step up, then I'll just turn right onto them. So again, with your ults, you have such good engage. With Wukong, I just delete their jungler. Now I don't even have to do a smite battle. Smite battles are like the most stressful thing as a jungler. Just because if you lose that, your team is going to flame you. So now we just get that first turret. The Garen was just split pushing topside. I think he got the top turret. Now we're just pushing this in. I can't really do anything. I used my ult already. They're just pushing in waves, so I thought I'd just go for the blue buff, clear out their jungle a bit. And over here, I just said jungle diff. It's kind of funny because in the draft chat, they were kind of like, they're getting really annoyed because I'm a little bit lower ranks. They're like all like high diamond or something. And they thought I was like lower tiers, which I guess I am for now, but they're mad that I got jungle because they were thinking I was going to get jungle diffed just because of my rank. Be over here, I'm getting some pretty big lag spikes. I'm on my parents' cheap Wi-Fi, so gotta deal with that. I've been getting lag spikes this entire match. It's been pretty obnoxious, actually, this match. So over here, Camilla's just pushing topside. Galio wants to go for an engage. Over here, I just engage with my ult. I see that my Jinx is coming up behind me, so I have my Guardian Angel still. And look at how much damage me and the Galio do. Just like the two... Galio's support, and I'm playing a really supportive role pretty much. And we just completely force them to use all their abilities and just chunk them down so much, just us two alone. And then Jinx just comes in and clears up. Camilla's just still pushing their side, and no worries at all. And that's just why I love playing Wukong. You have such good engage, and you could just provide so much utility and setup for your team. But that's pretty much it for this video. If y'all liked it, make sure to like and subscribe if you have not done so yet. Comment down below. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. And